Okay, so I just wanted to record to see how it sounds. And, basically to see if it looks good, sounds good, and if it's an option. Welcome back to Turning Pages with Bree. And I am going to do a quick book haul with you guys. I have purchased some books from our local bookstore, and I also ordered some from eBay. Y'all, this is my first time ordering from eBay, so I was pleasantly surprised with half of the books that I got. I actually have one that I have not opened, and I'll open it on here with you to see how that one looks. But half of the books I got was not very great, and you'll see that. I'm gonna be showing that clip so you can see those books. They came really ugly, and I thought I probably wanted to read this series. It's called After, uh, and I forgot the young lady's name that it's by, but it's pretty popular. It was pretty popular back in the day, I guess, maybe I don't know 7, 8 years ago, and now it's kind of died down. But I ordered the books and thought that I was getting such a great deal, right? Thought that hey, they're giving all 5 books at $19. I'm gonna try this out. Not so much. So should have known by the $19, right? But anyhow, as you can see, it just was not a good look. So I ended up donating those books because I didn't want to read the series in that form, with the books looking like that. So I'm good on that. I'm particular about the books that I want to put on my bookshelf, and so they were not going. So anyhow, don't even after I've actually looked at the series and I read a little bit of the synopsis on the back of the book and everything. Not sure that I even want to get that. So I don't know if that's really my jam. So probably won't even get the series. So anyhow, moving right along to the actual books that I purchased and that I liked and I'm going to keep. So we're going to start with the first one. Well, you know what? We're going to start with the one I have not opened. So, and this is the packaging that it came in. This is the only one that I actually have not opened. This is a Brittany Cherry book. I should have probably had it kind of pre-opened before I got on camera. But anywho, hopefully you can hear me okay, and it's okay. So I have not read anything by Brittany Cherry yet, so I'm excited to get started with her. Um, this is part of the series. I have 2 of the other books that go through the Element series, and so this is part of that series, and it actually looks good. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect copy, but it's called The Silent Waters, and this is how the book looks. I don't know. Hopefully you can see it okay. I know it's on camera, so I'm trying to make sure the lighting is pretty decent. But anyhow, I actually have the other 2 in the series. I think it's only 3 books in the series, I believe. Um, I don't know if you can see back here, but I have the air he breathes, and I also have the first. No, I'm saying the fire between high and low. So this will go up, and it doesn't. Like I said, it's a pretty copy, so I'm okay with it, and it doesn't have any damages or anything, spots or anything on it. I mean, it's used. It's not brand new, but I'm okay with it. I'm gonna keep it as it looks good enough, and I'll go with that. So, anywho, my next book that I got is by Tessa Bailey, and it's called My Killer Vacation. That is the book, My Killer Vacation. And it says an all new spicy murder mystery from New York Times. That's what they say about it, right? And Tessa Bailey, I have a few of her books already. So I'm excited about reading this one. Hopefully, I'll get to it in this month because it's not a big read at all. And it sounds cute. So we'll see. This one is another author I am anticipating reading. I have heard some good things about her. Her name is Kim Cash Tate, And this book is called Faithful. Okay. And I am excited about reading this book because if I like this book, then I'm going to get the other ones that are in in this. I don't know if it's a series or if they're standalone, but there is, I think, though though I stumble, cherished. It's some others that she has. It's like maybe 5 books, I think, or more. But I'm really excited about reading this book by her. So it's not a thick read either, kind of short. So I'm going to tackle this one and see if I like it. If I do, then I'm going to read some more. Just to let you know, because I wasn't familiar with her, I heard another booktuber talking about her, and so I decided to jump on the bandwagon and try her out. They say that she's really good. So it says, celebrate the power of female friendship and the never ceasing faithfulness of God. Of course, that sounds good, and so I'm with it. I know it's kind of like Christian fiction, I think. So I'm interested to see what it is all about. So we'll go with that. The next book I got is Nicholas Sparks, The Return, and this is a thriller. It is a new author to me, but we'll see if I enjoy it. I got it from my local bookstore, and it was like half price. It was half the price. It's very cheap. So, anyways, I never read anything by Nicholas Sparks, but I have heard about him. So I am interested to see how this book goes, to see if I want to read any more by him. So moving right along, I've also got Jojo Moyes, Me Before You. And this is the book. As you can see, it looks pretty good. It's really good in good condition. And it was, of course, a deal. I actually got this, I think, from eBay, but it has a little bit of a tear on the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit of a tear. I don't like that. But I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna read this and see what it is all about. It is, let's just take a look. It says funny, surprising, and heartbreaking. A thoroughly entertaining novel that captures the complexity of love. Okay, I'm with it. And of course, everybody's been talking about this book, The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. Um, I did read my first Frida McFadden book, Do Not Disturb, which is an older book of hers. Totally enjoyed that book. So because I like that one, I said I want to get more by Frida McFadden. So I got this, and I also have another Frida McFadden book that is brand new called The Boyfriend. So I'm excited to read some more by her because I enjoyed that very first read, and I like those kind of thrillers and mysteries. You don't know what's going to happen, and she kept you guessing all the way to the end. When you thought you knew, you didn't. You still didn't quite get it right. So, Rita McFadden, The Housemaid, and a lot of people have been talking about it, so I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be good. Now, this is a thick baby. This one is by Lauren Asher, and it's the Lakefront Billionaires is at the top. It's called Love Unwritten. Okay, this is the book, Love Unwritten. Hopefully you can see that okay. Anyhow, this is a chunky one. It is thickums. Okay, y'all. So let me see how many pages this thing has. I know some of you may have already read this, but I have not read anything by Lauren Asher either. So I am excited too. Well, it's not as thick as I thought it was, but it is 596 pages. But it's kind of short, you know. So because of it being short like that, I probably will not read this actual book. I probably will read this on my Kindle. I have a Kindle, and it's probably going to be just easier for me to read it on the Kindle, or I may do what they call tandem reading, where I'll read some in the book and then maybe read some on my Kindle, or I may do some audio, depending on because it's such a large thick read. I may start with the book and then move to some audio or Kindle. I'm gonna figure it out. So, anyways, but I want to see if I like her because I know she has some other ones, and this actually was a pretty good copy, to use copy as well. But I am interested. I love the way the book looks. The Love Unwritten Billionaire series. And I also got Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, another author that is quite popular these days. And I am excited to read it. It is saying on the front here, an acutely observed family drama, drama with bone-chilling suspense by people. That's by people. That's what they said. It's a book club pick by Reader's Guide. Okay, it's. I mean, it's not a real thick book, and I'm with it. I'm into getting into these thrillers, especially this time of the year. You just kind of want to sit back and chill and read something that's kind of not. I'm not into horror or too spooky, but just something kind of a little fun and mysterious, and you know, like I said, I like these kind of books. I like crime, things like that. That I'm with those kind of books. So I have just a few more, and we'll be done. So this was at my local bookstore as well, and this was actually a brand new book, and it's by Colleen Hoover. It was brand new in the bookstore because it's a used bookstore. So this is a novella by her called Maybe Not. I know that this is part of a series, um, and there's two other books that go with it. So I am going to attempt to find the other two books that go with it because I like to keep my series together. And if I'm gonna have it, I want to have the whole chunk. So it's called Maybe Not, and I know it's two other books that go with it. So we'll see how that goes. And the next book I got is Petit. Is Wait a minute. It's called Petite Anglais, and it says In Paris, in Love, in Trouble. It's by Catherine Sanderson, a true story. It says a true story by Catherine Sanderson. I'm sorry. It's a good look. It's a pretty cute looking book. It's not too thick. This is a hardback, but I'm very interested. It's different. It's not a typical book that I would probably read or pick up. So I wanted to pick up something a little bit different, and this fit the bill. So I'm excited to see what it's about. Hopefully, I'm reporting that it is a good book. If you can see the little front of it, you see the picture. I thought that was so cute. So I'm with it. I want to see how much I like it. And I was actually able to find another Freedom McFadden book that's called One by One, and it's also not too thick, and it's a new book. It was brand new in my local bookstore, and so I thought I'm gonna get this. I haven't heard anything about anybody reading this. I'm pretty sure people have read it, but I am interested and excited to read that. And I also was able to find Tessa Bailey's Make Me, a broke and beautiful novel, is what it says on the front. And you can see that one. Very cute. And also another one by Tessa Bailey. It Happened One Summer. Okay, I need to cut that out, right? But anyhow, this is the book. And I am thinking this is going to be a cute read as well. So I have got, let's see, I'm going to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books. 13 books on this one. And let's see if I can hold them all up. I don't know. Let's see. This is a lot. I don't know if I can get all these on here. I don't have. I don't know. Let's see. So this is all of the books. I have too many books. Look at that. This is a lot of books. So I don't know if I couldn't even get them all on this one. But anyways, I'm going to be putting them up on my shelf. Um, Yep, got plenty of room. I have this, this, if you can see, I have this one row that is empty pretty much. And then I have stuff on this bottom row. You can't see that, but I have stuff there that needs to be moved away. So I'll move that away and then put in books as I get them. This will fill up probably not all of that, but some of that. So anyways, I just want to come on and do that mini haul of books that I have so that you guys can see some of the good finds that I have got lately, and I am going to definitely come back on and do more with you on this video so that I can, get it out to you pretty quickly, and we'll keep it going. Thank you so much. Okay, so hopefully everything looks good. I am coming to talk about the book that I have been reading and completing. So let me say this. I'm reading the book Steel, okay, by Kennedy Ryan. It's a trilogy. There is 3 books in the series. The first one is Flow, the second one is Grip, and the third one is Steel. It's called the Grip Trilogy. It's really a good um, series, and I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about what I have gathered so far with what I've read. Okay, so I did not start with the first book, which is Flow. That actually is one I need to read, and I'm going to, it's the shortest of them all, so I'm going to read it. I'm kind of going to read it backwards a little bit, but I don't think it really matters. It's not, in my opinion, it's not going to stop the flow of how I feel about the series. And so, anyhow, the first book I started with was Grip, and now I'm halfway done into Steel. And let me tell you something. Grip is the main character in this book, in this trilogy. He's the male main character. That's the person's name. And then the woman in the book is called Bristol. She's the main character. So the whole series is based on them getting to know each other, meeting. I think in the first book, it kind of goes through how they initially met and all of that. But in the second book, Grip, they, of course, already know each other. They've already had, that interaction and everything. And so this starts with them older and already having some type of past. I don't know the information on the past because I haven't read that first one, but I can tell you from where I have picked up from the book 2, Grip. I just wanted to come on and share a little bit before I give like a full um, review of the whole series. I can tell you just in what I have read so far, I am very much impressed with how Kennedy Ryan writes her story, the telling, the start and how they begin to actually find each other. It's really cute. I don't want to give too much away, but they in the second book they don't start out together. They actually um, basically are friends. They know each other. They work with each other, but they are not in a relationship. And actually, in the beginning, they are kind of not trying to be in a relationship, or at least Bristol isn't the female character. She isn't. And so, anyways, the way that Grip pursues her, y'all, it is something about how he um, goes after her in spite of how she is running away from it. In the second book, she is really in the beginning running away from the relationship that they could have. And I won't get into all the details about why, but she's pushing him away, and in doing that, she's actually pushing him towards someone else. And um, the relationship that he ends up in prior to just going ahead and getting with Bristol, it was really because of Bristol. It's because she pushed that to be something, it wasn't totally her fault, but she pushed him away. And in doing that, of course, he did start, a relationship, or it wasn't even a real relationship, y'all. It was just like a little something, something. But he started this with her, with this other person. And Grip is a rapper. He's a well-known rapper. Like, I guess you would say in our time now, he would be like trying to think of a good rapper. Maybe like Chris Brown, or I don't know. He's not a rapper, but he would be like someone that's a Jay Z. Okay, he would be like a Jay Z. Okay, in our time. Okay, and so um, he is very good, um, and very successful and very famous. Of course, Jay Z's married, so he's not married, of course, in this book series. But anyhow, he is star material. Everybody wants him. He's got all these women after him, but he is locked and loaded in pursuance of this woman. And even though he starts this semi-small relationship, um, whatever, with this other star, she's actually a star as well, in this book, and her name is called Quest, and she really ends up liking him. And let me say this: Grip is a black rapper, you know, person. Bristol is a white young lady, and she is actually his manager, okay, or producer or whatever, in this story. And then Quest is another rapper that's very famous and popular that he ends up in this small, quick relationship with. But because they are both stars, whenever stars do something, everybody wants to know about it, right? And it takes on uh, a life of its own. You don't have. I mean, if you put a picture out there, it's gone. So anyhow, because of who they are when they're seen together, that relationship becomes bigger than what it is. But in Quest's mind, um, the other young lady, she actually falls for him. She actually ends up liking him a whole lot, way more than he likes her. I mean, he respects her and he likes her as a person, but he's not like he is locked and loaded for Bristol, his real love interest. And so, anyhow, that relationship between him and Quest is really quick. And the main thing I'm wanting to share with it about this whole thing is that it is something else when you find someone in your life that really wants you. And that uh, book, Grip, it does a wonderful job of expressing how when a man is in pursuit of a woman, or loving, whoever, however that goes, you're going to know it. He's going to make every way possible to show it and to let you know it. I mean, you don't have to guess about it, wonder, none of that, none of those things, because he's going to make that evident, very evident. And this book shows that quite well. I love the way Kennedy Ryan writes how um, Grip is just in awe with her. I mean, he is just magnetized with the fact that he loves, before he's even in a relationship with her, that he has found the one, and she is who he desires over any other woman, and he is a star, so he's got plenty of other women to be all this and that about, but he is only really engrossed with being with this young lady, because he feels so strongly about the relationship that they have exchanged, prior to being anything sexual. And that is another thing, right? People think that having sex means that you are getting, I guess, um, more of that person. But he actually gave her, more of himself to her before sex ever came into play. It just sex just made it even better. You know what I'm saying? It just solidified it. But before that even came out, he was all about this woman and everything about her. He noticed everything about her. I mean, like I said, it just does a great job of expressing that, how he truly feels about her, in spite of her being of another race. None of that mattered to him because it was the person. And I think that is phenomenal as well, especially in their world and in this world, because a lot of times in our world, of course, race plays a factor. And so outside people make it more of a factor than anything else. But in this book, how she shares their intimacy with each other once they do come together, it's just awesome. It is. I mean, I like I said, I'm not going to go into a great big detail on it because I know some people have read and some people have not. And I just want to say this is a very cute trilogy. It's not depressing. So if you are wanting something that is um, a very loving story, because in spite of the black white theme of the book, um, and that is a theme, because it is expressed. They have detailed information, and they go through little things about them because they're an interracial couple. That definitely is prevalent throughout the story. But I just wanted to pop on and share how much I love the fact that the book expressed the way he loves her, and how he was careful even in the small relationship that he had with the young lady Quest, um, that he was careful about how he treated that and how he expressed that he did not want to hurt her. And I thought that was special. But I also wanted to express too that Quest trying to pursue him the way that she was and doing what she did in the book, um, it just shows, because I know some women do this, is that they try to force things or make something that is not there be there. And you don't have to do that. And I feel that so strongly that that is just not what we are put here for as women. We don't have to do that because the man is the hunter, and he is, I mean, he's going to do his job. He's going to do what he's supposed to do to pursue you and to make it known that you are the one. And if you have someone in your life that is not doing that, or it's like a forced situation, you're trying to push it, because that's kind of what she was doing. She was trying to force it when she was with him. You don't have to do it. I mean, it just that this the way that she wrote the character is so true. You do not have to do any of that. When a man wants a woman and he is all in, he is all in. You ain't got to do none of that. So anyhow, I'm gonna come back on once I finish Steel, and I'm probably gonna also try to finish or go back and read Flow, so I can put it all together, and then we'll have the full video of my thoughts and everything I feel about it. But just wanted to share so far where to talk to you guys about the book that I just completed. It is Kennedy Ryan's Grip. I know I am totally in a Kennedy Ryan um, era. I found her and I have just been eating up her books um, back to back, and she has these great series. This one is called the Grip Trilogy, and I just completed the book Steel. I can tell you that Steel has been fantastic. I literally just completed it, and I wanted to come on and share with you my thoughts about it because I absolutely adored this book. Oh, y'all, this book. I mean, it is. I thought that the Grip book, the second in the trilogy, was great, but Steel just topped it off. It takes you through all of the emotions, the highs and the lows. Um, she this book is just phenomenal, y'all. If you have not read this particular series, I do advise you to read it. I have actually only read two and three. I am now going back and reading the first one because it's short, and it'll just make everything come together a little bit better in my mind of how they actually met the two main characters in the series. But even without reading the first book, Flow, I can tell you this book is just is phenomenal. Still, she did her thing, y'all. Um, I really enjoyed the Skyland series. I'm waiting for the third one that's coming out next year to complete that series. But I can tell you, I I this this book still I might be thinking that this is definitely a five-star read for me. The way that she allowed these characters to grow, the things that they were to one another, the is I mean I'm just speechless. This is an outstanding read. She is just phenomenal. I enjoyed it immensely. Cannot wait to just go ahead and complete it out by reading the first book, Flow. I'm reading out of order, but it does not even matter. But I wanted to come on and give you my true thoughts as I can attest to them right after completing it, and it it's just phenomenal. The main characters, of course, are Grip and Bristol, and in this portion of or this book, they are at the point where they have um, went ahead and decided, of course, to be together. We know from the previous book, Grip, that they are in a relationship and they're navigating that, and they are, in that phase where they're getting to know each other. And it's just so many exciting things happening with them, which is wonderful because we get to ride along for that journey. And then it goes into the book Steel, in which they get married, in all the things that come with them being an interracial couple, getting married, but still navigating life and learning about each other, and then the development of their relationship as a married couple and what happens. And of course, if you've ever been married or if you are married, then you know that when you join together with another person, you have all of those emotions and all of the things that come along with just being married. And it's a lot. And so they are navigating that in their world and between the two of them. And it's just phenomenal. The way that she wrote the characters, the things that they are to each other. It's just, I cannot say enough that this book is one that I agree with a lot of the other reviews that have been done about Steel. It just brought the series to a beautiful closeout. It made it when it closed out, you still kind of wanted more, and that lets you know how good of a book it was because you naturally know it's closing out. But man, I could have went on with a little bit more from Grip and Bristol, but the way that she wrapped it up and closed it out, it still was very good. It was appropriate, um, and I loved it. Just loved it, hands down. This Kennedy, you did your thing. I mean, you totally did your thing, and I enjoyed every minute of this book. Cannot wait to go back and just read their a beginning story. But I wanted to come on and share with you that part and how I felt right after completing it. Of course, I will talk to you again about how I feel about Flow once I complete it. But this portion, I just wanted to go ahead and get on record. All right, and I'll be back. I'll be back to share some more of the things that I have, the books that I have been reading, because I am still finishing up this could be us, I'm sorry, almost done with it, and immensely enjoying it as well. So I'll come back on and share with you where I'm at with that. Don't know that I'll be finished with the other book that I'm reading, which is On Us by Nina, the first book or the second book in the series. So I'll probably do that on another video. But just wanted to talk about that now, and can't wait to get back to you.